All right, everyone, welcome back. We've got something really interesting to deep dive into today.
Definitely interesting.
A UK pension fund
Mm.
has become the first
Yeah,
to add Bitcoin to its portfolio.
it's pretty big news.
I think so.
Mm.
Now, when we think of pension funds,
Right.
they're not exactly known
You know,
for being risky, taking big risks.
oh, not at all.
So this is a pretty big deal, right?
Absolutely. It could be a sign of
Yeah.
a major shift
Mm-hmm.
in how even these like super conservative institutions
Right.
view cryptocurrency.
So let's get into the details.
Yeah, let's do it.
This pension fund,
Uh-huh.
they're working with an investment firm called Cartwright,
Right.
and they decided to allocate 3% of their portfolio to Bitcoin.
That's right.
Now, 3%
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a huge amount.
Well, it's not like they're going all in or anything.
Right.
But
It's also not nothing.
exactly. There's a reason they chose that specific number.
Okay, so why is 3% significant?
Well, you have to remember, for a pension fund, managing risk
Okay.
is like their #1 priority.
Of course, people's retirement savings.
Exactly. It's not money they can afford to play around with.
No.
So 3% lets them kind of test the waters,
Right.
get a feel for Bitcoin without
Yeah.
exposing themselves to too much volatility.
I see. So it's like dipping their toes in.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's still a big enough chunk to show that they're serious about it.
About Bitcoin.
Yeah, that they see it as a potential long-term asset.
Interesting. So it's like a carefully calculated move.
Exactly.
It's like they're saying, okay, we're paying attention.
Yeah,
We're not all in, but we're definitely watching this space.
that's a great way to put it.
And I was reading that Cartwright,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to be hoping that other institutions will follow suit.
Right.
Now, what exactly did they mean by that?
So it all comes down to this concept called institutional adoption.
Okay, I've heard that term thrown around, but I'm not sure I fully understand it.
Yeah. Basically, it means when big players like
Yeah.
pension funds,
Okay.
hedge funds,
Mm-hmm.
university endowments, those kinds of institutions,
Right.
when they start putting serious money into an asset,
Right.
it sends a really powerful signal to the market.
I could see how that would be the case.
It's like suddenly this thing that might have been seen as fringe or risky
Yeah.
gains a whole new level of legitimacy.
Interesting.
Like these big institutions, they have tons of analysts,
Oh, yeah.
risk managers, whole teams dedicated to due diligence.
Right.
So when they decide something is worth investing in,
It makes other people think, maybe we should take a look at this too.
exactly, that's the domino effect they're talking about.
I see. So it's not just about the money itself.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about the signal it sends,
Exactly.
the credibility it brings.
That's right.
And we've seen this happen recently,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Think about BlackRock.
Oh, yeah.
Fidelity.
Reaching into Bitcoin ETFs.
Exactly. It's made it way easier
Yep.
for regular investors to get exposure to Bitcoin.
Right, because ETFs are basically like investment funds that track the price of Bitcoin.
That's a good explanation.
And that's been driving the price up even more.
Yep, it's all connected.
So this one pension fund's decision,
Right.
it's not just about them, it's about the potential for this ripple effect.
Exactly. It could reshape the whole financial landscape.
Now, Cartwright made a really interesting analogy.
Oh, yeah.
They compared Bitcoin today
Mm-hmm.
to stocks back in the 1970s.
Interesting comparison. I'm curious to hear this.
So why were stocks so revolutionary back then?
Well, back in the 70s,
Yep.
if you were a traditional investor,
Mm-hmm.
you mostly stuck to bonds.
Okay.
Real estate stocks were seen as too risky.
Yeah, volatile.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But then you had these forward-thinking investors who started to see the potential.
Stocks.
Yeah. They argued that by adding stocks to a portfolio,
Yeah.
you could actually reduce your overall risk because you're spreading your bets across different asset classes.
That makes sense.
Diversification, they called it.
Okay.
And it was kind of a revolutionary idea at the time.
So Cartwright is basically saying that Bitcoin is like the new stocks.
In a way, yeah. They're saying it's a new asset class
Okay.
with its own unique set of risks and rewards.
Mhm.
And just like with stocks back then,
Yeah.
there are plenty of skeptics.
Oh, I'm sure calling it a bubble, a fad.
Exactly. But Cartwright is betting that over time,
Yeah.
Bitcoin will prove its worth.
And become a standard part of investment portfolios.
That's their prediction.
Right.
And they're putting their money where their mouth is.
They even said that ignoring Bitcoin will be a very poor decision in the years to come.
They did, yeah. A pretty strong statement.
Yeah,
But it shows how strongly they believe in this.
it really does. It makes you think, right?
Yeah.
If even pension funds, these like super cautious institutions, are taking Bitcoin seriously,
Right.
what does that mean for the rest of us?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. Are we at the beginning of a huge shift in finance, where crypto becomes just as normal as stocks and bonds?
Exactly. And if that's the case,
Mm-hmm.
what does it mean for our own financial security?
Right, for the global economy.
For the whole concept of money itself?
Wow, that's a lot to think about.
It is, and that's what makes this such a fascinating development to watch.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Is this the start of something big or just a blip on the radar? Leave us a comment below and let us know your thoughts.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither. Until next time.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.